The news landed like a physical blow. Gavi, Barcelona's young midfield dynamo, underwent arthroscopic knee surgery and will be sidelined for several months. He is not a mere statistic on a sheet. He is the instinct that forces opponents to change plans, the player whose energy lifts those around him and whose risky runs often split defenses. Losing him creates an immediate tactical and emotional vacuum. Teammates and fans reacted with an outpouring of support, and perhaps the most resonant public voice was Carles Puyol's, a calm, measured appeal to patience, careful rehabilitation, and the long view. When a former captain who wore the shirt with grit speaks about recovery, the mood shifts from alarm to method, and that shift matters. Hansi Flick now faces choices that will quietly shape this season. His blueprint for Barcelona mixes pressing, structure and forward thrust, and Gavi provided an element of unpredictability and urgency that numbers rarely capture. Without him, Flick must decide whether to ask established midfielders to broaden their roles, to tweak shapes so the team recovers verticality from fullbacks, or to accelerate the integration of academy prospects who already understand the club's footballing language. Each path has costs. Asking veterans to replicate Gavi's fearless bursts risks draining their strengths, pushing the shape more conservatively risks diluting the attacking identity supporters cherish, and turning to youngsters risks temporary inconsistency while new chemistry forms. Transfer windows rarely deliver instant answers, so Barcelona's near-term edge lies in internal resilience, rotation, meticulous workload management, and steadying leadership from senior players. The medical timetable points to phased rehabilitation. Small, measurable returns to load and controlled minutes before any full competitive exposure, which turns upcoming fixtures into a laboratory for squad depth. Coaches will tinker with formations, perhaps inviting fuller backs to carry more vertical threat or asking a pivot to recycle possession while a freer midfielder advances. Defenders like Eric Garcia and Pau Cubarsí will be watched for how they marshal the backline and help transition play forward. But beyond schematics, there is something simpler and deeper at stake: the human recovery. Gavi's value is as much about the courage and connection he brings as about passes completed or distance covered. The visible solidarity from teammates and the voice of a club legend create a psychological scaffolding essential to rehabilitation. A player who feels supported is more likely to approach recovery with the patience necessary to avoid setbacks. The coming months will reveal whether this episode reads as a temporary detour or a turning point. If Gavi returns fully fit, the rupture will be a short, hard chapter in an otherwise progressive arc. If complications extend his absence, the club will be forced into meaningful tactical adaptation that could alter style and personnel decisions. Either way, the moment will test Barcelona's planning, the manager's tactical flexibility, and the willingness of younger players to step forward without losing the club's identity. For now, the message from elders and teammates is steady: patience, belief, and meticulous care. The club will marshal its medical and coaching resources behind a young player whose talent has already shaped many moments, and as fans watch the lineups and training reports, they will be watching for signs of recovery and for the collective response that reveals who Barcelona truly is. That protects its future, or one that rushes and risks it. The hope now is simple and profound. That careful rehabilitation, strong leadership and the club's deep football culture will turn this unsettling injury into an opportunity for growth. And that when Gavi returns, he will bring not only his explosive play, but the knowledge that an entire club did everything to keep his promise to the game alive.